Welcome back to an episode of ABA Mom, the podcast where we support, educate, and empower others in navigating the world of behavior. I'm Allie, a BCBA, and today we're talking about something that everyone experiences, and that is setbacks. And not everyone feels prepared for this, and rarely do we feel prepared for setbacks. If you are a parent, maybe your child was doing really great with communication and suddenly stopped using words. Maybe they were sleeping through the night and now they're waking up again. Perhaps they were successfully using a toilet and now you're seeing accidents. If you're experiencing something like this, today's episode is for you. So let's dive in. One of the biggest misconceptions that I sometimes hear is that once they learned a skill, it's forever. But that is not always true. And that's not always how development works. So think about your own life. Have you ever started exercising regularly, stopped for a few months, and then you had to rebuild the habit? Have you ever learned a new skill and then gotten rusty when you stopped practicing? Children also learn that way. Progress often looks like a staircase than a straight line. There are periods of growth, plateaus, small regressions, and then more growth. Setbacks do not automatically mean treatment isn't working. Let's talk about common reasons why children temporarily lose skills or show increase in challenging behaviors. So, one could be a change in routine. Vacations, holidays, school breaks, moving homes, changing caregivers can impact behavior significantly. Many children thrive on predictability. When routines change, behavior may also increase. When children are sick, tired, experiencing allergies, constipation, ear infections, other physical discomfort, we also see a decrease in skills. And sometimes that behavior is also communication when there's other factors going on in their life that can certainly decrease some of their skills. As child grow, expectations also increase. So as many children struggle, not because they lost skill, but because the demand placed on them becomes more difficult. As children mature, new challenges emerge. A behavior that was affected at age 4 may no longer meet the age 8. So first, my suggestion is don't panic. Although that may be easier said than done, when progress seems to stall, many parents immediately worry that everything is going to be lost or everything is lost. So, one step would be to gather some information and ask yourselves, has anything changed recently? Has sleep changed? Has diet changed? Has school changed? Has there been new stressors? What's going on in their environment? What has changed maybe in your life or your child's life? Is my child sick or uncomfortable? Also, communicate with your treatment team. Share observations with whether that is with your pediatrician, with your therapist, your teachers, caregivers. Make sure that you're sharing that information too, because I think it's really important to have that collaboration as well. Sometimes people see different pieces and different sides of what might be going on. So also your observation, maybe a different perspective would be helpful. Also focus on consistency. When progress slows, families start changing everything at once. Instead, maintain consistent expectation routines whenever possible. So, as a behavior analyst, I've definitely seen progress have ups and downs, setbacks. And so that's a lot of times when we ask questions about like what's going on maybe in the environment, has there been changes? Is this occurring across all environments? Is this occurring across all people? Is the behavior increasing in frequency or severity? Has motivation changed? So something that once motivated them doesn't motivate them anymore. Has reinforcement systems become less effective? So something that they were really into before, or they really were earning reinforcers, like the same reinforcers all the time, and maybe that's changed, or maybe we need to kind of change up either maybe the tangible item, how frequently they're being reinforced. Our goal isn't to simply eliminate behaviors. Our goal is to understand why behaviors are occurring and create meaningful, sustainable change. So if you're currently experiencing a setback, I want you to hear this, that your child is not failing. You're not failing. Difficult month does not erase years of progress. Sometimes the most important growth is happening beneath the surface because we want to see it emerge. So keep showing up, celebrate small victories, and keep advocating for your child. Progress may not always be linear, but progress is still possible. Thank you for joining me today on an episode of ABA Mom. Today's episode resonates with you. Please subscribe, leave a review, share it with another parent, provider who may want to hear this message as well. And just remember, you are not alone in this journey. Until next time, keep advocating, keep learning, keep believing in your child's potential, and we'll see you next week.